Mixed by Rottweiler.
Alright, hi Katharina. Hello. Before we officially begin, maybe I can have a photo with you, with our media. Okay, thank you so much. So, Katharina, is there anything that you would like to say to our members of the media before we begin?
Of course I would. Hello, hello. Thank you so much, first of all, for taking the time out of your day to come here and spend your brunch with us to support me, learn more about my journey, and also I see this as a bit of an informal catch-up with our beautiful pageant media and friends here. So thank you so much for coming to support me on my Miss Cosmo journey.
All right. Okay, so Katharina, before we officially begin our get to know you session with the media, I heard you prepared something special to them, just to warm up this moment.
Yes, I did prepare something special for you. If you don't know, I love to perform and I really love to sing. And since it has been a while since we've caught up with each other, I've prepared a song which is sort of like I Miss You and Let's Catch Up. It's called Valerie by Amy Winehouse. So I'd love to perform that for you here today.
Okay, maybe we can have some round of applause while we have the music. Thank you for warming up our day with that amazing song. Perhaps we can have somebody from the staff who can help us with the microphone to put this one down. All right, so we are now about to go get to know you for our interview segment of this send-off. Because as you all know, all right, so yes, we can set up the microphone there. As you all know, Ina, I heard you will be flying to Vietnam when?
I'm actually flying tomorrow morning, so super early in the morning. Our flight is scheduled to depart Manila at 3:45 p.m. and so I'll land in Vietnam at 5:30.
All right, so this is literally the last event that you will do here in Manila, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so perhaps we can have some members of the media just please approach the microphone to ask your. So while we are waiting for someone to approach, let me ask you. Okay, I think people here would appreciate to know what made you decide to join this year's Miss Cosmo competition.
The decision to do Miss Cosmo 2025 and represent New Zealand at Miss Cosmo this year wasn't taken lightly. There was actually a bit of push and pull because this year I said I want to focus 100% on my studies. I'm currently doing a conjoint degree, a Bachelor of Laws and a Bachelor of Commerce at the University of Auckland. And I said this year, 100% focus on my studies. It just ever since that the schedule for Miss Cosmo 2025 is after my exams, and I thought it would be such a great opportunity because the whole theme of the pageant is about empowerment, and that is a theme that I truly align with ever since I was a little girl. Advocacy and making a difference, a positive difference in this world, is something that I push myself to do every day, and I think I can make an even greater impact on Cosmo organization. And so I've challenged myself to be the New Zealand representative at Miss Cosmo 2025.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. By the way, if we have any members of the press, Just kindly approach our microphone and tell us who you are and your questions. And here we are, our first member of the media. No, sir, you're just very tall. Model-esque.
Arlene, so you'll be taking Vietjet Airlines, I'm sure.
Yes, we are.
Because that schedule is very clear in my mind because they have a program. Anyways, Ina, what have you learned from your last international pageant, which is Asia Pacific before, that you are bringing now to Miss Cosmo in
I think the thing that I learned the most from Miss Asia Pacific International is really to bring that fighting spirit. It's to always put your best foot forward, your intentions, your best performance, no matter what the outcome is, because as long as you're doing that, you're making yourself proud, you're making your family proud, and you're making your country proud. And so I'm bringing that to Miss Cosmo to no matter what the outcome is. Of course, I would love to be your Miss Cosmo 2025. But it's always about doing that work, putting in that mahi and putting my best foot forward. Thank you.
Okay, follow-up question. Your mom told us earlier that you need a straight A student in New Zealand to be able to pursue the I can't remember the details, but you don't want to be relegated to a bachelor's degree and you have to, what's the degree? The law. How does she pull off being a straight A student? And if I look at you right now, I would picture someone with thick glasses, in front of her laptop, spending nights, studying. How are you a student outside of that beauty queen persona that you are looking?
I think your list is correct. The endless nights in front of my laptop and studying is definitely something that I have been doing. But also coming back to your thick glasses, I don't think beauty and intelligence necessarily have a mismatch. You can be both beautiful and intelligent, so I don't necessarily need the glasses, at least not at this point in my life. But
so you're still 2020 vision.
Still 2020 vision, so I'm thankful for that.
Keep it that way.
Let's hope so. But really managing it, having time management really. And I have such a great team behind me as well that helps me keep up with that. But it's about making sure that I plan the time to attend my lectures, to do the readings beforehand and then after that. And I think key to doing well in your studies and in your exam is to practice, 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 not just thinking that you know it, but practicing as in mock exams, right? So it's all about, again, putting that work and making sure that, yes, it's endless nights, but you're working towards a goal that you want. So I think that's what gets me through it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ina, and good luck in the competition. The next question will be coming from Katharina.
Okay. And foremost, congratulations, Gabby. This is your second international pageant. So I would like to ask, kasi this is the second edition of Miss Cosmo International to be held in Vietnam. Have you previous Miss Cosmo New Zealand, Frankie Russell, did you ask any advice from her?
I haven't had the chance to meet with Frankie Russell in person, but she has sent her well wishes. You can also see she's commented on a few posts showing her support. So I'm grateful for that. I hope to maybe, whilst I'm there, get in contact with her about her experience and talk to her more about getting her tips for her reign as Miss Cosmo New Zealand last. Thank you.
So if just in case you will see or you're gonna meet Frankie Russell, what advice you would like to hear from her?
I think the advice, and I think this is advice that I would like to hear everybody. It's about how you manage your emotions, right? Pageantry, I truly believe it's also very much a mental game, right? You have to put yourself in that mindset. And so I would like to ask her what were her tips and tricks for keeping her composure under pressure, and I think that's something that I would like to learn and also share with others. Thank you.
And for the competition for Miss Cosmo International, there are a lot of segments, including the debate. Are you excited for that?
I am so excited for the debate round. I did a year of debating whilst I was in high school and I really loved it. But I think it's such a unique way for girls to present their intellect and to present their project that they'd like to bring to Miss Cosmo. So I'm looking forward to the debate round. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last question. Good afternoon. My name is Oyel for the Philippines, and I think last week we saw each other. AK, hello again, Katharina.
Hello, hello.
Hello. So, Katrina, in your last international pageant, what's the learning or any lessons after your first national competition that you will apply to your second international pageant?
The learnings, so mentioned before, it's to continue to put that work in and put my best foot forward. And I think is also to look outside of what you know already, right? You only know what you know until you learn more about other things. And so for me, it's researching about what other advocacies I'd like to go down, what other organizations I'd like to support, but also other techniques that I'd like to implement into my pasarela as well.
Follow-up question. What are you most excited for your next competition this coming December 20 for Miss Cosmo? What are you most excited about the pageant and especially Vietnam?
I am beyond excited to go to Miss Cosmo 2025. There's a couple of reasons. So the first reason is related also to the host country. So I've never been to Vietnam personally, but my mom has told me so much about her travels when she was younger, and so I'm so excited to engage with the local, learn more about the culture and the food. I heard they also have a crazy coffee culture, which we do in New Zealand, so to compare these two things.
More palpitation to come. Yeah, with the coffee, like as in. So last one, not a question, but can you introduce yourself like Cynthia? My name is.
Of course, I can.
In Cosmo.
In Cosmo way. Xin chào Việt Nam, tôi là Katharina Weischede, Aotearoa, New Zealand. Thank you.
Our next member.
Take two.
Okay, take
All right.
All right, so everybody, are you ready for the take two? Okay, let's do it in 3, 2, here we go.
Xin chào Việt Nam, tôi là Katharina.
Thank you so much. I think we have our next member of the media.
Xin chào, gano'n.
Hello, this is Cosmo New Zealand. You sang Valerie of Amy Winehouse, isn't it? The lyrics was, I go out of myself, don't know what's I go out of myself, and for me to look for waters, isn't it? I go out for myself in order for me to look for waters. I don't know what's the specific one.
Sometimes I go out
yeah.
by myself, look across the water.
Yeah. So,
Repeat.
Valerie. So, what's the instance in your life that you reflect now for your journey here in Miss Cosmo, for Miss Cosmo?
Are you able just to repeat that?
So, what is that reflections of your life that you will bring to Miss Cosmo?
I think reflections of my life as Cosmo is really looking back and thinking, am I being true to myself this entire time? I think when I go out, I look across the water, you're really reflecting on who you are as a person, whether the impact world is enough, if that's what you're wanting to, if that output, if your input into the world is the expected output that you're wanting. And so my reflections when coming into Miss Cosmo is, how am I going to present myself and my country authentically with kindness and humility? And how am I going to bring a better version of myself as well to Miss Cosmo?
I guess you're also half Filipina, isn't it?
Yes.
So, is it okay for a beauty queen like you to be expected to be prim and proper, to also express her feelings about politics extremely?
I think that beauty queens are in a position where a public figure, right? And if you have strong opinions towards a topic, if that also includes politics, then you have your freedom of choice, your free will to express your opinion. And for the politics, I don't ever want to make an express statement unless I'm fully informed with what the information around the topic is and what my opinion is for myself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And while we wait for the next member of the media to assume the position, I just want to say I'm so happy because everybody, if you do not know, I am her Q&A. Very proud of how Ina is answering all of your questions today. All right, so our next member from the media.
Hi Ina, good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Jay from Pageant Trend. So my first question for you is, now that the Miss Cosmo International is fast approaching, so I'd like to know how's your preparation and what was your last minute preparation so far?
Oh my gosh, if I could tell you about last minute preparations, I'd say everything. For me, this preparation period has been very short. So as I mentioned earlier, I've been doing my exams for my law and commerce degree, and that only finished, my last exam was on the 5th of November, this month. And so immediately after finishing my exams, I flew to Wellington to meet with the Vietnamese ambassador to New Zealand. And then after that, had my send-off in New Zealand with the family, friends, and media there. And then came here to the Philippines to complete the rest of my operations, including passerella, doing online and hopefully in person now, Q&A sessions with JV. So preparations with dresses, passerella, getting myself mentally has all been in the span from the 5th of November up until this point. So preparations have been hectic, but we're there.
Thank you so much. And I have here some beauty pageant sayings or slogans. I'd like to know what's your thought on this. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle.
Wow! May ganon! May ganon!
That is a fabulous statement, and it's something that I actually reach a lot in my advocacy. So I talk a lot with primary school students and intermediate students, and now expand into high school students about embracing individuality. And I truly believe that once you embrace your individuality, you start to shine. So removing what the negative comments may be affecting you, to really focus on who you are as a person, embrace that itself, you will shine and you won't let others dim it. Thank you.
Congratulations in advance. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. All right, let's have our next member from the media.
Hi, my name is Peter from Beauty Philippines. Kat, what are the important tips that JV told you regarding Q&A?
I think there's a lot of different ways that you can approach it, but I think there's two tips that I'd really like to share. So the first one, and one that I truly believe in, is staying true to who you are and what you believe. So everything that you are saying is what you think as a person, right? It's what you truly believe, because then it comes out natural. It's who you are, you're sharing that with the world. The second tip is, when it comes to frameworks, she's done something really smart. And in law, we have this thing which is ILAC, which is issue, law, application, conclusion. And I think it's a really good way about going about any piece of writing and Q&A as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And follow-up question. Are there Filipino designers that included in your OOTD?
Yes, there will be. I am so blessed to have such an amazing team both in New Zealand and here in the Philippines. And so some of the designers that I've been working with here in the Philippines is Patrick Henry and also Louis Manolino. Thank you.
Na.
Thank you. Okay, now let's have our next question from the media.
The fossil.
I'm Nolly for opening. Okay, aside from your singing prowess, what is something fresh or something new that you would like to bring to the stage of this program and share it to your Cosmo sisters?
Something new that I'd like to bring to Vietnam. Well, first of all, I am bringing part of the Modi culture with me to Vietnam. So I'm really happy that in this pageant we get to show traditional dress, the true traditional dresses of our country. So I'm bringing with me a koduai, which is a sacred cloak, and I actually was blessed with it. There's a whole process behind it where the Modi people, if they see your mana, which is called your strength and dignity in English, they see that you have such high mana, they will bless you and cloak you to send you well wishes and to really confirm that into the world. And so I'm excited to share that with my Cosmo sisters, as well as the true Kiwi values that I'm bringing to Miss Cosmo. Thank you.
Basically, what is the difference between Katharina who joined her first international pageant more than a year ago and Katharina now that you are joining your second?
I think the difference is I've learned so much in this life. I've learned more on how to connect with people, how to reach people with my advocacy. I've done a lot more advocacy work, and really I feel more sure of who I am as a person, and I'm more sure in my capabilities. And so I'm bringing that sureness, of course, the mahi that I always do with me to Miss Cosmo. Thank you.
So much and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are we ready for the next question? Okay, here we go.
Mark?
International. First question, can you describe yourself?
In 3 words? Yes, I can. The first word that I would describe myself with is creative. From a very young age, and I'm sure you've seen earlier before with my singing, I've always enjoyed and indulged in creative arts. And so I'm always looking for a creative outlet to really embrace myself in and explore every single day, and I bring that in my business, my advocacy, and in my performance. The second word that I would like to describe myself with is resilient. There are so many challenges that have occurred, especially in this journey for Miss Cosmo, talking missed flights, baggages getting delayed, so many other things. But no matter what the challenge has been, I have persevered, and I've come out the other side, and we're ready to truly represent New Zealand at Miss Cosmo. And the third word I would describe myself with is trailblazer, because I started my first business, Line Princess, when I was 11, and I didn't wait for me to necessarily be the adult age that people expect you to be when you start a business, right? And I really just want to make sure that I capture those opportunities, I create opportunities, and I want to create more opportunities for the youth as well. So being a trailblazer in that aspect. Thank you.
Alright, so who inspires you the most in this pageant journey?
This might sound cliche, but the person that inspires me the most is not just my best friend but she is my mother. and she keeps me grounded every single day. She teaches me that you can be courageous and kind, you can be ambitious and humble. And she also tells me that being who you are as a person is more than enough to share with the world and more than enough for you to succeed. And that's something that I'm keeping with me on this journey, which is inspiring me. And I hope those same pieces of advice I share with others inspires them too. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so last question. What legacy do you hope to leave as Miss Cosmo New Zealand?
My main goal as Miss Cosmo New Zealand is to leave a mark in this world of pageantry for New Zealand. I truly want us to make an impact where you see New Zealand and you say, yes, I love her spirit. Yes, I love her advocacy. Yes, I want to support her. And yes, New Zealand is not only a beautiful country in the landscapes, but it's beautiful in its people and it's beautiful in its heart. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And all right, we're about to have our next question.
Hi, Katharina. Good afternoon. Congratulations.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Jojo Maganes from the Pageantry platform.
Hi, Jojo.
Okay, my question is, if you could have a sit-down talk with one inspiring person, beauty queen or not, and why?
The one person that I would love to have a down talk with is actually Walt Disney. And I grew up as a Disney kid, but ultimately I think that he is so inspiring because despite the challenges that he faced, his production company getting shut down, his design not being accepted, he continued to persevere. He continued to believe in his creativity and his vision, and that brought him to the empire that we all as Disney. And so I'd love to sit down with Walt Disney and learn more about his story face to face. Thank you.
Okay, next question. If you were to rate 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how ready is Katharina for this competition?
I think Katharina is 9.5 out of 10. And I think that's because there's always that 0.5% where you can always do better, right? So I'm keeping myself at 9.5, but I'm just going to turn out to be 11. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's have our next question.
Tia from Fashion and Beauty, Manila.
Hello.
Philippines is known for, let's say, rainbows. New Zealand, what is it for?
I think New Zealand is really known for its beautiful landscapes. I feel like every picture that you look at in New Zealand, you see our greenery, our lakes. Our nature is so essential and it's part of who we are as people in New Zealand. There's actually this one value which is really embedded in Māori culture, which is called kaitiakitangi and friendship. So in New Zealand, we really take care of the people. We're guardians over the people, but also truly guardians over our nature and our land.
Oh, another question. Philippines and Australia both have a lot of crocodiles. I mean, yes, Australia.
Yes.
Does New Zealand have crocodiles?
No, New Zealand does not have any crocodiles. In fact, New Zealand is one of the safest countries in the world. We don't have any poisonous, except for one, we don't have any poisonous animals. The only one that we have is a spider, which is really rare to find. There's no crocodiles, no alligators. We're a pretty safe country.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Are we ready? Okay, our next member of the media.
Hi, Katharina. My name is Michael of Pageants Fanatic.
Hi, Michael.
Can you tell us your teenage life growing up in New Zealand with a Filipino?
Of course. So, I would like to first of all describe New Zealand as a very multicultural place. Actually, in a couple years' time, maybe 3 years' time, there's a study that says that about half or more of the country might be Asians. So New Zealand really welcomes people from all walks of life. So I'm truly grateful for that. But in my teenage years, and I think this is something that every single person goes through, is searching who you are as a person, your identities, whether me being mixed, It's about, do I belong to the Filipino side, Kiwi side, or the German side? I belong to. But I think growing up, now it's truly understanding that you can belong to all three because you are all three. You can interact with each and every one because you have those shared experiences. That's who you are as a person. I think being able to grow up in that environment where it was multicultural helped me discover that at an earlier age, at 18 and 17, to figure out that I can be who I am despite being multiracial. And I think that's also an advantage to me because I love being a part of so many beautiful cultures. Thank you.
What is your favorite Filipino dish that she's preparing for you?
My mom isn't necessarily the cook of the family. I would say that my dad is the cook of the family, but I'm not too sure of the name of this dish. I'm always sure of my grandma's lumpia, but that's something my mom doesn't prepare, right? She makes this one that has pumpkin and peas and coconut, cream. What's the word? What's I don't think she knows either. But other than that, adobo. My mom's adobo is really good.
What is your personal platform and why is it important to you?
Perfect.
My platform, as in my advocacy? Yes, okay. My personal platform. So like I mentioned earlier, I've been involved in charity works from a very young age. I started when I was 5 with street children and orphans. But since then, and actually earlier this year, around June, July, I started my own charitable initiative, which is called Project Kind. And it really stands for Kids, Identity, Nurture, and Dreams. And it's all about empowering our youth, who they are as individuals, embrace that uniqueness as a strength, and also to extend a helping hand to underprivileged individuals as well.
Dami naman.
Okay, si John Lena.
Okay, let's have, I guess this is the last final question. Oh, last 2 or 3, go ahead.
Hi, Katharina. I'm John Tiara House. What is that one piece of advice that your mom has given you that you still, hold on to right at this very moment?
I think every piece of advice my mom tells me is something that truly is true. I think moms do have that mother's intuition about people, about life, right? Because they've had more experience, right? But I think the one that stays true to myself and really is the one that I share with others is to stay true to who you are, person. Be authentic, because being you is enough for this world. There's space for everybody. There's space for you to be you, and you don't have to be like anybody else.
All right. For my second question, you mentioned earlier the Project Kind. So where do you see this cause or your advocacy in the next 5 years?
That's a really great question. So I believe that Kind, at the time that it is right now, has made a lot of impact and has a lot of progress, because it's not just helping the youth and individuals and communities in Aotearoa, New Zealand, but also the Philippines. And actually, when I'm flying to Vietnam, I'm visiting an orphanage as well to expand my campaign and help them. And help them as well, to spend that time to share that love and connection with the kids in Vietnam. But I really see Project Kind 5 years having a large expansion across Asia and the Pacific. So integrating the programs that we have at the moment, which is Help Me Help Them, which works specifically with street children and orphans, and then we also have Breakfast in Entrepreneurship, which is all about opening a conversation with our youth about seeing their uniqueness as a strength in leadership and using that also as a pathway in entrepreneurship.
All right. Get your phones ready. Final question.
Wait lang. Me, wait lang.
Are you ready?
Are you?
Go.
I am.
Go.
Okay, so, Katharina,
Wait lang, Katalina.
why should you be the next
Katalina
Miss
ba?
Cosmo International?
I love this question. And I think the first part of why I love it is, why does New Zealand deserve to be Miss Cosmo? Why do we deserve the top spot? We're a small country, we have a population of about 5 million people, but the values and the heart that we have in New Zealand is so much. For me, I bring those same Kiwi values, the values of mana, strength and dignity, love, aroha, and mahi, which is the work. And for me, it's the purpose. Every single challenge, every single avenue, every single journey pathway that I have gone down, I've gone down with a clear vision and purpose, and that is to uplift our youth, to show them that they belong in this world. They can create opportunities for themselves when we apply and we give them the resources to do so. So I believe that I can be Miss Cosmo 2025 because I bring that heart, I bring those values, and I'm ready to do all the work in the world to expand this impact across the Cosmo. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, members of the press and Ina. And before we officially close, I know that you prepared one last song for our media. Am I right?
You are correct. This is a song that everyone will know. It's a bit deeper. It's On My Own from Les Mis. Very show-stopping. Excited over there, so I'm very excited.
Okay, thank you so much, Katharina. And maybe I can have your microphone and you can now have your photo with our members from the press.
Thank you so much. That was Katharina. Next video, so don't forget to share this live stream.
Can we also have Tito Rogel Flores